wasn't breathing enough during the movie.
I must be yawning because you're yawning.
I can tell it was a real exciting time. All right, Gabe, I can see it brewing. Go! Okay, I'll start with, they had to get me in a bad mood right at the beginning of the movie by having a close-up of the back of their car that says Ford Taurus. I was just like, really? You're gonna start like that? You're gonna just piss me off? Later on in the movie, if it would have been that as like a little funny little joke, but they started with the Taurus.
I didn't care.
I cared. I will say one thing. Brolin did Tommy Lee Jones's voice
So perfect.
so well that it was kind of shocking.
It was, yeah.
They couldn't have picked a better great young Tommy Lee.
Well, Gabe, am I the only one in here that liked the movie?
No, I liked it. I had fun.
I'll say this. It was better than 2.
Not as good as 1?
Oh, definitely not as good as 1.
Not even close. But there was a lot less stupid pandering that just annoys me. Oh, you know what would be great? If this, the kids would love this.
Yeah.
There was less of that, which I liked.
You know what I was disappointed by was how boring Will Arnett was.
Yeah, that kind of shocked me. Will Arnett's in it for like 45 seconds and
he's so boring. It felt like him and Will Smith didn't work that well together, and then the way that he was telling him to like ask, it just wasn't funny.
I thought it was a nice setup had there been something later. The character Will Arnett was playing would have been a great character to develop more of a relationship that would have had a lot of grating elements to it that would have created a lot of comedy throughout the movie. But he was in it for 30 seconds and then he's gone.
It was confusing because I really felt like there was going to be more based on that scene.
Yeah, you kind of expected him to pop up somewhere and he didn't.
Even if he did just had another 30-second
one more 30-second scene
where he just popped up and had something important to do in the scene. My guess would be that there was a B plot involved there that just got scrapped at some point during production.
That's what it felt like. Will Arnett was going to do something and they took it out. Yeah, and then Bill Hader wasn't that funny.
I thought Bill Hader was good because Bill Hader had to play it the way he played it.
I thought it was good, but I felt like it could have been funnier too. Like the 2 scenes with the really funny guys. I think that the concept was really funny with Bill Hader, but he didn't do much.
I have to totally disagree because in that one, I feel like it had to be that. It had to be a really straight, really dry scene.
Okay.
Because if he'd have played it up, I think it would have gotten goofy and it would have felt like doing comedy. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I can respect that. I just was shocked at how I wasn't laughing that hard at either one of the scenes. It was just like...
Yeah, I can see
mostly Will Arnett. And I think I was already thinking about the Will Arnett thing when Bill Hader showed up.
I loved the movie. I thought it was good. So much fun. You could take your kids to watch it. The bad guy was creepy and over the top, just like all the...
I love him. What's his name?
If you ask me for the name of the actor, I have no idea.
Dude from Flight of the Conchords.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the guy from Flight of the Conchords?
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there the whole time saying, who is this guy?
Yeah,
I feel like I know this guy.
The Australian guy from Flight of the Conchords.
You know what it is? The eyes. When you can't see a person's eyes, it's really hard to identify them.
I don't know what Flight of the Conchords is.
They're comedian, singer, songwriter guys. They had a TV show, and then he's been in some movies. What was he in? Eagle vs. Shark and
Gentlemen Broncos.
There was one more. Anyway, he's funny. I think he's hilarious. I think you would have liked the movie better if you had known that going into it. Like he would have been a funnier bad guy if you would have known it was him.
I like the character. I like the character of the villain a lot.
Yeah, I was really glad that he let the girl go out the window. Like, that was a good scene.
It was almost like you could see the producers wrestling with whether they should have him let the girl go.
Because he's kind of hanging on, like,
we're going to lose a vast swath of the audience here if we do this. Oh, it's just going to be too much for moms to let their 10-year-olds watch a PG-13 movie. Let her go!
Yeah.
That was a very PG-13 movie. It was unusually violent. I don't know that I would feel real comfortable letting my younger kids watch it. A 13-year-old, fine, you know. Yeah, it was a teen and above movie. It wasn't a kid's movie. Whereas the original Men in Black was
more of a kid's movie.
Mostly a kid's movie.
The original Men in Black was kind of creepy.
No. It had elements to it that were creepy, but this one had a lot of elements, and it was really dialed up. It was dialed up to the edge of PG-13. Which kind of brings us back to what's happening to PG-13. Because between Dark Shadows and this, I feel like PG-13 is like they're taking R-rated movies and just inching them into PG-13.
The weird thing is all they do is take out like nudity and swearing, and somehow violence is acceptable.
I think it's part of us being as uptight as we are as Americans about sexuality is like sex is just creepy and oh no. Violence, yeah, sure. Oh no.
Which is so strange because sexuality is going to be a part of every single person's life, and violence doesn't need to be.
Maybe the attitude there is that because violence is ultimately unnecessary, that it's not important that people have a realistic view of it. I don't know. But movies don't give you a realistic view of sex anyway, so it's
of
like,
anything. But it's just kind of a strange concept.
Yeah, it's the whole attitude is very bizarre.
Best scene in the whole movie is her funeral speech.
Oh yeah, that was good.
What's her name?
Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson's funeral speech. She is so committed.
Emma Thompson is hands down my favorite actress.
I love her too.
Specifically because she is so committed. She totally commits to anything she does, and when she's on screen, man,
you can't watch anything else.
You can't take your eyes off her, which wouldn't be that impressive if she were hot, but she's not, and you still can't take your eyes off her.
Yeah, she's just incredible. That scene was so funny. Like, it was my only LOL scene. I made a commitment to myself to never text LOL, but I'll use it as a word. Like, oh, I was LOLing so hard.
Oh,
it's
God.
so stupid.
I LOL.
I'm sorry. I cannot support
like
that.
Philosophically,
I cannot support that philosophically.
No.
Okay, all right. I'll relent. I wasn't that obsessed with it.
No, I kind of like it because of Alec Baldwin says, OMG.
Alec Baldwin, there's another committed
And
actor.
I love Alec Baldwin. The last scene of the movie was a little cheesy for me.
The last scene of all the Men in Black movies have been a little cheesy for me. Thinking back on it as I was watching the final scene of this movie, I remembered, because it's one of the things that I kind of repress about the Men in Black movies, but both the previous Men in Black movies have had exactly that problem.
Kind of overly done.
The first one has that alien marbles thing, which was just, it fit a little bit with the movie, but it just looked like shit. And so it ended up just ruining the ending for me.
I can't remember the ending of the second one at all, that last.
This I actually do remember because when we were watching the movie, I recalled it. What happened is they have the finale. I don't remember the finale, but I remember that it's like this big scene, and then it cuts to Kay and Jay talking together in a locker room. And it's very stilted, and it totally breaks the whole mood of everything that was going on. And then Kay opens up this door to show that they're just inside a locker in some vast alien thing, which was just and did the exact same thing as both of these, you know, the first one and the third one did, which is just really fart all over the ending. But
Sharon, were you talking about the very ending being cheesy or the conclusion?
No, I was talking about the conclusion being a little cheesy myself, but the very ending was cheesy too.
The truth is, of the three endings, this I felt was the stronger one.
Conclusions or endings?
Endings. The actual ending.
Yeah, but of the conclusions, it was like a little bit cheesy.
The conclusion was cheesy. I don't want to get into it for spoiler reasons.
Yeah,
I'm trying to refrain from spoilers. We've been spoiling the out of these movies every time we do them. But without going into it, yeah, it was very cheesy and schmaltzy, and it felt very forced, and I did not like that.
One thing I was surprised about in this movie was, and of course, if you watched it a few times, you'd be able to point stuff out, but with the Griff character, the writing wasn't completely lost as far as the time travel goes and the possible scenarios. It was pretty well thought out. Like, I was
for the most part.
For the most part.
For the most part. I will say the scene with the Colonel, which for spoiler reasons I will not elaborate on, but the scene with the Colonel was a Deus Ex Machina moment, and it was like, well, why couldn't he have been doing that the whole time? He could have done that from the beginning, and they wouldn't have had to go through all the crap that they had to go through.
To everyone.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was really unneeded, too.
It felt like a writer who backed himself into a corner and didn't know how to get out of it.
Which was strange to me because what would have been, and I don't want to elaborate too much, but it would have been way funnier if he just believed him. Right?
Yeah, like if, because Kay was so forthright and honest, like he just convinced him.
That would have been way funnier to me, and it still would have worked for the plot.
So, anyway, all right, getting down to ratings. Sharon, for your sake and for the sake of the viewers at home, we have a 10-point rating system. 0 being Battleship.
Okay.
10 being a perfect film in every way. 5 being no feeling one way or the other. Total ambivalence. Everything from 5 to 0 is negative. Everything from 5 to 10 is positive.
Okay. I'll give it an 8.
8 is pretty high.
That's very high.
I liked it a lot.
I'm going to give it a 6.5 with, and I'll mention that I kind of thought about giving it a 7, and then I really 6.5.
I might go down to a 7.5 just for that cheesy ending, but Other than that,
7.5. Come on.
just because that cheesy ending,
You need
conclusion or whatever.
You got a 7.5 it so that your opinion has some validity in your future reviews.
No, I have history with Men in Black, and I hated the second one, so that's not like.
You're going 8.
I have to stick with. Okay, 7.5. 7.5.
No.
That's harass.
We're not going to harass you or guilt you into a rating.
Okay.
You give your honest rating, and that's your rating.
Okay.
8.
7.5.
Wait, you can't go back, Sharon.
8. Then fine.
Oh my God! Now you're guilting her into an 8. What the hell is going on here? I give it a 6. I liked it, but that's it. I just liked it. I didn't like it a lot.
I think the more you watch it, the more you like it.
I will watch this one again, which is why I give it a 6. I'll get this movie, I'll bring it home, I'll watch it with the kids and stuff, you know, and we'll watch it, and I'll see if I still enjoy it. I don't look at it and say, yeah, I don't care if I ever see that again, which is why it gets a 6. But that's it. It gets a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and watch our other reviews, The Avengers, Dark Shadows, and Battleship. Be sure and hit the like and subscribe buttons and support the show, and also leave any comments down below. We'd love to hear from you again. This is Gabe, Adam, and Sharon tuning out till next week. Bye!
That was embarrassing.
Yeah. I'm a little ashamed of myself right now.
I'm not.